Is this really the new standard for accountability in American politics? Answering a serious question about a candidate's character with a sugary, fried pastry? It sounds like a scene from a bad political satire, but it actually happened, and it paints a pathetic picture of how some campaigns are choosing to handle the heat. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow, and it ensures you never miss a beat on the stories the mainstream media might be trying to bury. So, let's get into the details. Stephanie Shaheen is currently vying for a seat in New Hampshire's 1st congressional district, a key swing seat left wide open. But things turned chaotic when a tracker from America Rising attempted to get her on the record regarding Graham Plattner. If you haven't been following the Maine Senate race, Plattner, the presumptive Democratic nominee, is an absolute magnet for controversy. We're talking about reports of sexually explicit messages sent to a dozen women while he was married, questionable Reddit posts, and even a tattoo tied to Nazi-era imagery that he claims he just didn't understand when he got it. When the tracker asked Shaheen if she supported a man with this kind of baggage, she didn't just deflect, she stood in total, icy silence. But her campaign aide took it a step further. Instead of offering a standard no comment or a pivot, the staffer physically shoved a donut directly into the camera lens of the reporter. It is a bizarre, unprofessional, and frankly insulting way to treat someone asking a question about a candidate that the National Party is currently trying to keep in their good graces. The National Republican Congressional Committee isn't letting this slide. Spokeswoman Maureen O'Toole didn't hold back, calling out what she labeled Nepo baby behavior, noting that while Shaheen's team was busy weaponizing breakfast foods, they were failing to condemn the truly vile behavior attributed to Plattner. But why is the Democratic establishment heavy hitters like Chuck Schumer, Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren still standing by him? The answer they give is the same one you hear in every election cycle: party control. It's all about the math. They've decided that holding the Senate is more important than holding their candidates to a standard of basic decency or transparency. Bernie Sanders, in particular, dismissed the scandal entirely, arguing that the focus should be on the crises facing working families. But that's a convenient talking point when your candidate is currently drowning in a sea of his own making. What this really tells us is that the desperation to flip or hold seats has reached a point where moral vetting is effectively dead. Candidates like Shaheen seem to believe they can simply glaze over these issue-spun intended and hope the voters just move on to the next news cycle. But the irony is, by dodging the question and having a staffer act like a toddler with a donut, she's drawn way more attention to Plattner's scandals than if she had just given a simple, rehearsed answer. When a campaign reaches the point where they are physically blocking cameras with food, they have already lost the argument. It suggests that they are terrified of the answers, terrified of the scrutiny, and completely incapable of handling even the most basic pressure of a campaign. If you can't answer a question about who you align with, how can your constituents trust you to make the tough decisions in Washington? This isn't just about a donut. It's about a lack of respect for the electorate. Voters deserve answers, not snacks pushed in their faces. This race is becoming a perfect example of what happens when a party puts power over principles, and the internal frustration among the grassroots is clearly boiling over. So, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this? Is the donut stunt a sign of a campaign in panic mode, or is this just standard political theater nowadays? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and I want to know if you think this kind of behavior should disqualify a candidate from serious consideration. Stay tuned, because as this race continues, the desperation is only going to get louder, and hopefully, next time, they'll leave the donuts in the box. Thanks for watching.